Hi పిల్లలు, వెల్కమ్ టు నిర్మాన్ లర్నింగ్ టు థింకరింగ్ సెషన్ కి స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం. ఈ రోజు మనం మరి సరికొత్త ఇన్నోవేషన్ మరియు సరికొత్త ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ తో మేము ముందుకు వచ్చాము. ఈ రోజు స్పెషల్ గా మనకి మీ ముందుకి మన కిషోర్ గైక్వాడ్ సార్ ఫ్రమ్ విజ్ఞాన ఆశ్రమం మన ముందుకు వచ్చారు చెప్పడానికి. సో ఫ్రమ్ టుడే టాపిక్ వచ్చి టెంపరేచర్ హ్యూమిడిటీ వల్ల ఉపయోగాలు ఏంటి, వాట్ ఈస్ ద యూజెస్ ఆఫ్ టెంపరేచర్ అండ్ హ్యూమిడిటీ సెన్సర్. సో మీరు అందరికీ తెలిసే ఉంటుంది హ్యూమిడిటీ సెన్సర్, హ్యూమిడిటీ అండ్ ఆర్డినో బోర్డ్ యూజ్ చేసి ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలనేది ఇప్పుడు ఈరోజు చెప్పబోతున్నారు. సో ఓవర్ టు కిషోర్ గారు. సో
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Can we start? Can we start?
live is start, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. So today's session is basically going to be on usage of DHT11 sensor, that is temperature and humidity sensor, along with Arduino. So you might have used DHT11 sensor for collecting temperature and humidity data, and you must have used it for controlling some other devices like relay or maybe some LED or something, depending on some temperature and humidity readings. However, in today's session, we are going to basically look at the temperature and humidity data, and we are going to basically plot the charts in terms of the bar charts or line charts. We are going to use Arduino Uno and DHT11 sensor. So before I proceed further, I'll share my screen here. Let me know once you can see my screen. Okay, so this is today's topic. We are going to basically use Arduino Uno and DHT11 sensor to primarily collect the temperature and humidity data and basically plot the bar chart and line charts. So the components required for this project, basically this is, I will just also relate this to something else so that you can understand why we are basically doing this particular project. The components that are required for this project are not that many. It needs Arduino Uno. It needs Arduino Uno cable, DHT11 temperature and humidity sensor. You just need one of them. You need jumper cables basically to connect the power connections like 5-volt ground, and data pin is connected to pin number 2 here. So basically DHT11 sensor has 3 pins. One is VCC, one is ground. So VCC is connected to 5 volts, ground is connected to ground, and there is data pin, which is a signal pin, which is connected to pin number 2 on Arduino. So we need jumper cables to make that connection. So this is simple circuit diagram. We are not going to add many complex other components. We can do that also. I'll basically share that to you some other, after this particular project is explained. Okay. So along with that, small breadboard is optional. Basically, you can connect directly sensor like this, or you can connect sensor through breadboard. Since this is only one component, I am suggesting breadboard to be optional for this particular project. So these are basically the components of the project. So I'm going to pause here for some time. You can scan this QR code and download the Arduino code. You will be able to download the code through this particular QR code. So before we go further, I would like to open the QR code also. I'll open the Arduino code also. Okay. So this is basically the Arduino code for this particular project. So what are we going to do in this project is basically, I'll just share you quickly. We are going to plot the graphs of temperature and humidity with respect to the time. Suppose today is 18th February. Today is Tuesday, 18th February. So we want to see, the temperature variation from morning till evening or in the night. Every, minute, every half an hour or every 15 minutes or every 1 hour. That depends on, how much time that you want this temperature data to be collected. So we can collect the temperature and humidity data and see that it is collected and it is presented in the form of bar chart or line chart. So this is the code. Basically, what we are going to do here this code needs the time, start time of the day. So this is 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 a.m. 24 minutes, 11 o'clock 24 minutes. You can add, suppose you want to start collecting data at say 4 o'clock in the evening. So you can just simply write 1600. So this is basically 24 hours clock you should follow. So 11:24, this is when I wrote this program. That time was 11:24. You want to start now, you can write 15:30, that is 3 o'clock, 30 minutes. So something like that you can, define as starting hours and seconds for this particular project. Then you are going to include the library for the temperature sensor, that is humidity sensor. The sensor that we are going to use is basically a DHT11 sensor. So we need this DHT.H sensor. We are going to connect DHT temperature sensor pin to pin number 2. And basically DHT sensors come in multiple types, DHT11 and DHT22. So which one we are connecting is DHT11. So we are defining DHT11 as that sensor type. Okay. And here what we are going to do is in void setup, we are basically going to initiate that sensor. We are going to start that sensor, begin that sensor to read. It should power on, it should start reading the temperature and humidity values. Okay. Next thing in this particular code is in the void loop is basically, to calculate the timestamp, because in the charts you need what was the temperature at 11:24, 11:25, 11:30, 11 o'clock 31 minutes, 11 o'clock 32 minutes. Every minute or every 15 minutes, depending on that, you are basically going to add here minutes. So if the seconds are 60, minutes basically are added by every 1 minute is being added. Same thing, every hour 16 minutes becomes 1 hour, 24 hours become 1 day. So these are basically for calculating the time. And hours are basically, here we are defined starting hours, and starting hours are basically, here we have defined 11. So what we are going to do is we are going to basically start calculating the time. Okay. And depending on that start time in minute, it will print hours and minutes and seconds. This particular part of the code will calculate the humidity and temperature data from sensor, and it will plot basically time minute, hour, minute, and seconds. It will basically calculate the temperature and humidity data, and it will print the humidity and temperature data at this particular time. So what we are going to collect the data is basically we are going to collect data of temperature and humidity for the desired time and minutes in a day. So this is the final output. Basically, this is what we are going to read the data from sensor, and we are going to plot the graphs, bar chart, or line chart of humidity and temperature data. Okay, so I'll go back and I'll share my other screen here. Okay. So the first thing that you need basically after making all the circuit connections and before you upload this particular code, what you need to be doing is you need to install the DHT library, that is DHT.h library. How to do that? I'll just share it here. So after writing the code, I just try to compile. However, I need to install the DHT.h library, which I did not have. So what I've done is I'll go to this particular field and I'll go to library manager and I'll type DHT.h or DHT11. I'll search different libraries that Arduino IDE suggests. However, I'll install this particular library, DHT sensor library by Adafruit. This is the library I would recommend you to install and install all. So it will install all the DHT sensor libraries. Okay. So this is about installing the DHT11 library. So after installing the DHT11 library, my code has been uploaded to the Arduino. This has been verified and now it has been uploaded to the Arduino. Okay. Now, for uploading the Arduino code, rather it was just compiled. Here I'm going to upload the code. I will select Arduino Uno board. I will connect the Arduino Uno board to my laptop. And I'll select port and board, and it will start uploading. After the code has been uploaded, I'll click on the serial monitor and I will start collecting the data. So as I said earlier, you can see here 11 o'clock 24 minutes. Every 2 minutes, it will start getting humidity and temperature data. So humidity was 45.20% and temperature was 30.60%. So the data will start coming through the serial monitor, as you can see here. Okay, so this is how I will upload and start collecting the data through serial monitor. So this is done. After this, what I'll need to do is, as I said earlier, this data will start coming from the serial monitor of Arduino IDE. This is where you need to click to get the serial monitor reading. However, you cannot copy paste this data. You can just see it. Okay, you cannot copy this data and put it into Microsoft Excel because Arduino IDE doesn't support data to be copied, pasted, and downloaded somewhere. You can copy maybe 1 or 2 lines, but if you want to collect data for entire day, like morning 11 till night or even next day morning, you cannot copy all that data. It will be like huge data that has been collected through serial monitor. So it will be difficult for someone. So how to automate that process? How to do it automatically? So for that, you need Arduino IDE's cloud account. So what you are right now doing is Arduino IDE software installed on your laptop. But if you want to get this data automatically downloaded, you need to compile this code on Arduino Cloud. So what is cloud? Cloud is basically Arduino software. It is web-based application, and the advantage of Arduino Cloud is basically you can access Arduino from any part of the world. You don't need to carry even your laptop. In somebody else's laptop, if you have access to internet, you can use your account on Arduino Cloud account. It is just like Tinkercad account. You can log in and access your Tinkercad account from anywhere. Arduino Cloud account is also like that. It is internet-based cloud account, and that allows you to download that data automatically. So you need to have Arduino Cloud account that, set up for you. So how to do that is basically, you need to go to internet. You go to Google. You type in Arduino Cloud, just like you type Tinkercad. Go click this first link and you get started for free. Okay, then it will ask you to sign up. Okay, it will ask, just like you are signing into Tinkercad, it will ask you to sign in into Arduino Cloud account, either through Google, or maybe you have your email ID and password. If you don't have, you have to create your account from this button. Okay, since we already have this account, I'm going to use my Google account that is connected to my Arduino Cloud account. Okay, if you don't have already created, if you are doing it first time, you have to use this create your account button. Okay, so I'm just going to continue this. So I'll click on Google and use my Google login. So it will connect to my Arduino Cloud account. Okay, so basically, yeah, sorry. So once I'm inside the Arduino Cloud account, I'll just repeat this. Yeah. Okay. So this is how you basically go to create the Arduino Cloud account. It is as easy as creating a Tinkercad account. So now, next thing that you need for this project, after creating account to Arduino Cloud, is basically download the Arduino Cloud agent, which is a small software that will be downloaded. So how to download that? So after you go to the Arduino Cloud account, okay, the next thing that you will do is you close this, and okay, if you go here, you need to go to the new code, select device. Okay, this time when you select device like Arduino board, if you do you're doing it for the first time, click on select device button, and it will automatically show that Arduino Cloud agent not found. You need to download and install the plugin. So that is a small plugin. You click on this download button, download. It will be downloaded on your computer. Okay, it will download automatically. Okay, after it is downloaded, you need to go to this file. Okay, downloaded file, and double click on that. It is, yeah, it is installing. So you just click I accept agreement, and just like you install any software. Okay, so Arduino Cloud agent has been installed. So this is the most important step, okay, before you start using Arduino Cloud account. So it is saying your Arduino agent is ready, and now you can close this tab and go to Arduino Cloud account. So as you see here, this is exactly same like your Arduino IDE software, except that it is basically operated from the internet. Okay, it is your login ID. So even if you don't use this same laptop, even if you go to some other place in the world, log in using your Arduino account, you will be able to access all your project codes from that place. Okay, it will be stored on the internet. So now Here you see the same logos, library manager and everything. The other advantage of using Arduino Cloud account is you don't need to have libraries installed. You don't need to install the libraries. Arduino Cloud account will directly import the libraries and upload the code. So what I'm going to do here now is I'll just upload or copy paste the code from IDE that I just showed you some time back. I'll copy this code and I'll go and paste it here. Okay. After pasting it here, what I'm going to do is I have already uploaded that code to my board. So I will directly go to serial monitor button here. So instead of again uploading the code, I had already uploaded through Arduino IDE. Now I'll just click on the serial monitor. Okay, you will see Arduino Cloud serial monitor will also start collecting the data. Same way like that Arduino IDE. Okay, now temperature, humidity data is collected. I'll just collect it for entire day. Right now for demonstration purpose, what I have done is I have stopped collecting the data. I'll just show that again. I'll go to serial monitor. My data will start coming here, and after 10 to 12 entries of the data, for demonstration purpose I have just stopped it. Otherwise you can collect the data for entire day. Now download this data, okay, from here, and you go here, the data will be downloaded into CSV format. Okay, you have to do what you need to do is you have to convert this CSV into Excel file, Microsoft Excel. So what I'm going to do is in this folder I'm going to create a new Microsoft Excel worksheet. Okay, I'll rename the file to DHT11 data collected or data logger, and I will open this Excel file, new Excel file, and I'm going to import that file, the CSV file. Go to file and open. From that folder I'm going to select all files and serial monitor export. So once I have this data imported into the Excel file, okay, it will ask me to save this file as. So I will save this file as, and I will basically expand these columns in Excel, and I will delete the last column which I don't need. I'll delete the first column, that is also I don't need. Now I have only one column. I want to split this data into multiple columns, because for me to plot the graphs in Excel, I need different columns in Excel. So right now this data is coming into single column. I want to split it. How to split automatically in Excel is basically you have to select this column, go to data here and click on text to column. Okay, select the data in the column, go to data button and go to text to column. You click on text to column. Okay, after going there, you get two options, either delimited or fixed width. Okay, you by default it will be delimited. You have to keep that only. You don't use fixed width. Okay, you keep delimited only. And what you need to do is click on next. Select delimited and go to next. Now, just a second. Sorry, I accidentally pulled that back. Go to next. Just a second, some problem with my. Yeah, I'll just play it again. There is some problem with my PowerPoint. And then you have to select on go data text to keep delimited. Click on next and select all these buttons, tab, semicolon, comma, space, others. You have to put backslash, and all the data will be automatically split into multiple columns. Click next and finish. Now you will see all the data has been now coming into separate columns, which was same column. I don't need, I'll click the data that I don't need. I'll delete this column, or rather I'll copy paste this humidity word and paste it on the top of that column, which is humidity numbers. I'll copy this temperature word from this column and paste it on temperature column. I don't need this last column. I'll delete it. I don't need this column also, or I'll delete all. Then I'll delete this column also, and I'll delete column B also. Okay, right click and delete. Now I have only column A, B, C. A column is basically time. So every time 11 o'clock 24 minutes, what is the temperature? What is now? I'll just delete this. Some garbage value also comes. Now I have data from 11:24 to approximately for 22 seconds. I collected data. I have data for every time, temperature and humidity. What I need to do is I will select the first two columns and go to insert. These are basically bar charts. So 2D bar chart. So as you see, the temperature has been plotted. So what is the temperature at 11:24, which is close to 45.1. So wherever there is a difference, you will easily see. So every time you collected the data, it will be plotted on the bar chart. Now this is related to humidity. I can also do a line chart of the same. Instead of columns, I am plotting it into the form of a line chart. So I can visualize bar chart as well as line chart. I will do it now. To do for temperature, earlier I did selected first two columns, column A and column B in Excel, and created bar chart and line chart. Now I am going to select first column time and third column. For that you have to use control button on the keypad. Okay, so select first column, press control and select third column. So you're selecting now first and third column, and do the same thing. Go to basically insert and then bar chart and line chart. You follow the same process. Bar chart. This is temperature data. And again, go here, insert, select insert, go to line chart and plot basically line chart for temperature also. And you can drag that chart to some other place. You can copy paste these charts into PowerPoint or Word and print this data for your project purpose. And you can show it to how you see the temperature or humidity in your city or your town for last 24 hours. This is basically the pollution control board, the weather forecast department. They use same method. Okay, they use sensors across the city. They collect temperature, humidity data. They collect the pollution data. They collect carbon monoxide. They collect ozone. They collect sulfur into the air. So they are collecting all sort of data using different sensors. So you have all the sensors in your lab. You have DHT11 sensor. You have air quality sensor. So that is basically to measure and monitor the air quality in terms of ppm. So what is the pollution in my city, in my area? Same thing, they are also collecting this data for noise pollution also using sound sensors. In your lab you have sound sensors. You can use sound sensor and collect noise data. So all these data are basically, populated. I'll just show you, how they are basically doing it. Okay, just a second. They are calling it as air quality monitoring system. Okay, just a minute. I'm opening the data collected by pollution control board. They are basically doing it the same thing. I'll just share my screen again here. So they are basically, there are a lot of companies nowadays into the market. They are basically publishing this data on cloud. They are publishing temperature data, CO2 data, CO, carbon monoxide data. All that data, they are basically, publishing on the internet. And you can do this also for your city. You can also check. Basically here I'll just show you. You can calculate, you can type air quality index. Suppose Pune, I am from Pune. I'll just click this and go here, real-time air pollution. You can see currently what is the air pollution data right now in my city. Okay, you can type in your also. Suppose if I type Vijayawada. Okay. So this temperature is not Celsius, this is Fahrenheit. So Vijayawada is 32 degrees Celsius right now. And this is what the air quality index is for Vijayawada. So early morning, and you can see that, early, maybe because of shift, industrial shifts, you can see that, data. You can see the same thing for last so many years. You can plot, get that data like this. So all the pollution control board, all these private organizations like this AQI, this is organization, they all collect all this type of data and publish. So sensors are basically used to collect temperature data, this pollution data, carbon monoxide data. And I'll show you one more thing. Apart from Arduino Cloud, you can directly plot these graphs on basically cloud. You can create a cloud account. Right now I'll just show you that how to do that. Maybe we can do another session, but just for your information, I'm showing you that part also quickly. Okay, so after collecting this data, basically you are formatting the charts. How to format? Basically you can add numbers also on this bars. You can select the outline. Okay, you can make these lines thick or thin, or you can also add data numbers on that. You can fill it in different colors. For example, if you want to show temperature in red color bars, you can show that. Okay, there are different ways you can add the values also on that line. Okay, like this. For example, you click on that and then you copy paste, and then you can change that title also. You can increase the font. Humidity and time, you can just say. You can rename that title. You can click on that line and just fill that line with different color. Those dots will be filled with different colors. You can also add red, these dots to be red. You can format basically as as far as your choice. You can do that. Next thing is I'll show you how to basically plot this data directly on the internet. So this is another project. Okay, It will take some time to, yeah. This is a different project that I did, but rather using different sensor. That was a temperature sensor only. In the LCD, you can see the temperature data has been shown on to the 35.94 degrees Celsius. So this is my own cloud account. Okay, some other cloud account where you can directly publish the graph of temperature and humidity. Like I'm just now showing it to you quickly. This is not very much the same project using Arduino. This is some other board. Okay, this collects the data and it will publish on the internet directly. Okay, I'll just drag you there directly. Yeah, as you can see, the temperature automatically, on the LCD, same is on my internet. Okay, depending on my temperature data, it will automatically switch on and off the fan. Now I'm just dipping this temperature sensor into water. You can see the temperature will be reduced. It will reduce from 36 degrees to, it will go down to 32 degrees Celsius because now sensor is dipped into the water, and my fan will stop because, temperature has been reduced. But that is not important in today's session. I'm just showing you how that data from 36 degrees, it will automatically populate on the internet. It will directly come down. You see this, it is automatically coming down. You don't need Excel. You just need to create this particular account on the internet. So this is all I had for, today. How to use DHT11 sensor and Arduino Uno to collect the temperature and humidity data, and use Microsoft Excel to plot that data, rather use Arduino Cloud to download that data and plot it into the Microsoft Excel in terms of the bar chart and line chart. So you can start using this project in your school, at least for, you can collect data for 1 day, 2 days. You can do the same project using sound sensor. You collect sound data. Using CO2 sensor, you collect CO2 data or carbon monoxide data and plot the graphs so that you can see, variation into that data as per as the time is concerned. So that's all I had for today. If you have any other questions, Venkatesh, are you there? Maybe you want to just close. You can ask the questions. You can just translate in briefly.
సో హాయ్ పిల్లలు. సో సార్ చెప్పింది కంప్లీట్ గా విన్నారనుకుంటే కదా. సార్ అడుగుతుంది మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా, ఏమైనా మీకు ఏమైనా అర్థం కాకపోతే కనుక సార్ అడగమని చెప్తున్నారు. సో లైక్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సార్ చెప్పిన ఆర్డినో యూనో గురించి కానీ, ఆర్డినో ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ గురించి కానీ, ఆర్డినో కొన్ని వెబ్సైట్ చూపించారు అవి ఎలా డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలని కానీ, హ్యూమిడిటీ సెన్సార్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలో అవి యూజెస్ కూడా మనకు క్లియర్ గా చెప్పడం జరిగింది. సో ఐ హోప్ఫుల్ మీ అందరికీ అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటా. సార్ కూడా మీ రెఫరెన్స్ కోసం క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ కూడా ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. కోడ్ ఒకవేళ మీరు చేసింది వర్కౌట్ అవ్వకపోయినా యూ కెన్ స్కాన్ క్యూఆర్ కోడ్. సో ప్రాజెక్ట్ కూడా అవుతుంది. డోంట్ ఫర్గెట్ ఎవరీవన్, రిప్లికేట్ చేయాలి ఈ రోజు కానీ రేపు కానీ చేసి మళ్ళీ గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టండి. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, కిషోర్ సార్, ఫర్ దిస్ గ్రేట్ సెషన్ సార్. అండ్ so any message, sir?
So thank you. I want you to repeat this project in your schools and send us some photos of your graphs that you have plotted. I want to see that project's done.
Sir, మన స్కూల్లో ప్రతి ఒక్కరి ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేసి రిప్లికేట్ చేసి గ్రూప్స్ లో మనం ఫార్వర్డ్ చేయాలని సార్ చెప్తున్నారు. అలాగే స్మాల్ వీడియో కూడా తీసి పెట్టండి ఎలా యూజ్ అవుతుంది ప్రాజెక్ట్ అని కంప్లీట్ గా. సో మేము చూసి ఇమీడియట్ గా రెస్పాండ్ అవుతాం ఏమైనా మిస్టేక్స్ కానీ ఏమైనా కరెక్షన్స్ కానీ ఉంటాయి. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ కిషోర్ గైక్వాడ్ సార్ అండ్ దీక్ష అండ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ స్కూల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ యూనిసెఫ్ కి ధన్యవాదాలు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. So the streaming stop. Shall I drop?
Yeah. And కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ మ్యారథాన్ లో సెలెక్ట్ అయిన వాళ్ళందరికీ కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్. సో 2 హోప్ స్కూల్స్ అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ స్పోక్ స్కూల్స్ కూడా సెలెక్ట్ అయ్యారు. లిస్ట్ మనకి గ్రూప్ లో కూడా పెట్టడం జరిగింది. సో ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ టు కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.